We have the roll call, Mrs. Brethalna.
Mayor Schilling.
Here.
Councilmember Marnie. Here. Brimfield.
Here.
Eisenbacher.
Here.
Fleming.
Here.
Howard.
Here.
Kerwin. Here.
Quorum present. This evening, we begin our meeting with some presentations, and we have with us this evening our State Representative Marnie Nolan, who is going to give us a short legislative update, and we appreciate him taking time from his schedule to come. So, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I will be brief. Thank you, Mayor, Council, for giving me this opportunity. Our state is going through some very challenging times. Our economy, as you know, is at its worst state in my history, and we've got again, record bankruptcies, job losses, mortgage foreclosures, and the state is certainly feeling the impact of all of this. We recently had our revenue estimating conference, and we're looking at a $1.6 billion deficit in the forthcoming year, and this is after we increased taxes a year ago in the tune of over $1.3 billion. So the challenges that we're faced with is in large part due to the fact that revenues are dropping and expenses keep rising. And it's a serious concern of mine. It should be a serious concern of all of us. And it's not going to be an easy fix. In my view, we need to take some personal responsibility and make some tough decisions. In the last several years, we've taken advantage of gimmicks, one-time fixes, and we're sort of running out of time. And I am concerned that we're going to use some of these fixes. The stimulus packages can be used to fix some of these holes that we have, and in my view, that's the wrong thing to do. We've got to make some tough choices, and I'm optimistic that we'll do that. So I think it starts with us as legislators. When I first ran 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I told the voters that I think we should eliminate lifetime health care benefits for legislators. I introduced it the last go-around. I reintroduced it this time around. Recently supported legislation that would reduce legislator pay. I also introduced a bill that would cut legislator benefits if they miss work. It just seems to me that if we want to build and gain the trust of the taxpayers, we should be accountable ourselves. I think the taxpayers are asking us to share the pain, so to speak, and I think that's a first step. I also think that the state, if it were to adopt a similar plan that the county has, 2-year budgeting, Brooks Patterson recently said that they're going to now go to a 3-year budgeting pattern, and if the state adopted similar measures, I think they would find that they would have a better handle on the revenues and also the expenses. So those are some of the things that I'm working on, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
We appreciate the update. Yes, Councilwoman Kerwin, you have a question?
Well, you bring up an interesting point. I know that you have kind of led the call for to change the health benefits for legislatures, and also in terms of salary as well. I was watching Off the Record a couple weeks ago, and Tim Skubic was pointing out some of the issues in which makes it harder for people to do that. But how many, I'm wondering, Marty, how many people would just write a check back instead of going through all of the bill and passing a bill? How many legislators would actually return 10% of their pay by simply writing a check to the state of Michigan?
You're talking about self-policing ourselves?
I am, because it's such a nice idea, and it seems overwhelming to get the votes, but I don't see anyone writing those checks.
In my view, we need legislative action. I mean, I think that would send a message that would be loud and clear that most taxpayers in the state, their incomes are being cut. Their job security is not quite so secure. And the least we can do is legislatively reduce pay. My getting rid of docking legislative pay, there's another bill out there. My part would take the docking of pay and having it donated to charity. In my view, if we send it back to the state, they're just going to spend it in a way that I don't think is appropriate. And if you give it to a charity, at least you know that it's going to be spent wisely.
Are there other questions from council? Thank you. We appreciate you coming. Always nice to see you.
Thank you.
Our next item is very pleasurable, and that is that we have Portia Fields Anderson, and who is going to present the Michigan Recreation and Park Association Recreation Leadership Award to our own Carla Vaughn. And I see that our Director of Parks and Rec, Carol Anderson, is here too. So would you also come on down for the picture? Thank you. It's nice to have you here. Carla, well-deserved honor here.
And I am Portia.
Yes, nice to see you.
And I was going to invite Carol to join us. So I'm glad that you did. I am with the Michigan Recreation Park Association, where I've shared many, many years with all of your professionals that work for you. This is my sister here, as my last name is Anderson, so I guess. So. I just want you to know what an honor it is to help you say thank you to her.
Yes.
The state recognizes what many of their professionals do. The state meaning the Michigan Recreation and Park Association. Carla Vaughn has been one of those bottles of Elmer's glue within the recreation profession. She has been, and I am sure continues to be, the ultimate professional in word and deed. And it's the deeds that create our own personal rainbows, the rainbows that illuminate all the contributions that we make. Sitting back in the back with Carla, Carla said, it's so nice when someone comes up to you and says, man, I just can't believe you do this. And I'm so happy that you do, because what would I do if this program was not here? What would I do if I didn't have people like you to help us? Those of us in this profession, we live for other people's lives. We help enhance and create the lifestyles of those that can last for a lifetime. It is you, it's your community that benefit from the rainbow makers, such as Carla Vaughn and Carol, too. The Michigan Recreation Park Association honors these efforts and all those contributions. Imagine a senior store that sells over $40,000 a year. Representative Nolan, Byrd, you may want to take her to Lansing and help with that little problem.
No, we need her here.
You didn't keep her here,
no,
right?
we need her here.
Imagine a home improvement program where over 300 jobs were accomplished just last year. Imagine having someone like Carla in your midst that has been here for over 30 years. I just learned that we started in the profession together the same year. That's a lot of contributions. She gets a paycheck every 2 weeks like most folks, but it's the thank yous, it's the awards, it's all of those things that help create the feeling that there's more to be done and I'm the one to do it. The Michigan Recreation and Park Association recognized her in front of her peers, and that's with the special plaque that I'm going to read through you in just a moment. But I want you to share in that glory so that you know and that you recognize the contributions of your Carla Vaughn. Anyone that knows her knows that she is a quiet storm making a very big difference in the lives of the persons in your community. And that's why I want you to create this moment of deja vu and applaud Carla Vaughn for the MRPA Award recipient for being the Recreation Leader of the Year for 2009. And remember, when you see a rainbow over your community, Carla helped make it. Her glowing programs are those different colors in that rainbow. When you see that rainbow, think of Carla and remember that she shares her rainbow and you should share it with her. The Michigan Recreation Park Association is very proud to be able to do this once again in front of her home community, the city of Troy. The Recreation Leadership Award, which was presented to her at the state conference. It's in recognition of her outstanding performance and dedicated efforts in the area of recreation services. Carla, for you.
Thank you, Portia. I'm very honored to receive this award, and it's great to work for a city that's so supportive and so progressive. And thank you for recognizing me here tonight.
Thank you, Carla. I think that, there we go. Thank you so much. It's very appropriate that Carla received that award because we in Troy that have known her all these years have known that she was one of the ones doing, and your presentation was absolutely glorious, so thank you.
Thank you.
And next we have another certificate of appreciation being presented to the city, and this is from the Clinton River Watershed Council for continued support and membership. Welcome. And
Thank you.
I don't have your name, I'm sorry.
My name is Ann Vara. I'm the Executive Director of the Clinton River Watershed Council.
Thank you.
You very much for having me here this evening. I appreciate it. And I'm very, very pleased to be here. It's the first time I've been in the board room, so it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. We have a certificate of appreciation that we would like to present to the City of Troy. But before doing so, I'd like to just take a minute to talk a little bit about why we're here and what the Clinton River Watershed Council is. First of all, we're here to thank you. It's very meaningful to us that we have you and all of the other government municipal memberships in our community as members of the council. There's no way we could do what we do without your support. The Clinton River Watershed Council was founded 36 years ago by a group of citizens and interested government members wanting to do something that was the right thing to do, and that's protect water quality and our water resources. And they were very successful in doing so. In 1994, we became a 501c3, and at that time, we asked governments to assist us in membership and partnership for funding, as well as partnerships for stakeholders and citizen involvement. The Clinton River Watershed covers 760 square miles. The eastern half of Oakland County, all of Macomb, out to Lake St. Clair. So we have the headwaters up in Springfield, and the water drains all the way from there out to Lake St. Clair. There's 1.5 million people in our watershed. We have the most populated watershed in the state of Michigan. And so that says a lot about this community, our community, and how different our watershed looks from the southern portion of the watershed up to the northern portion in the North Branch where people are still farming today. So we have all kinds of different folks in the watershed, and so it's very important to us that our stakeholders understand what we do and who we are. And again, there's no way we could do it without the support of you. We have 63 communities in our watershed and a handful outside, all who support us with membership and stormwater education dues through contracts. Troy is one of the very special communities smack dab in the middle of our watershed. Our programs are supported through funding not only through the government membership but also businesses and private donors, individual donors. And as you well know, we're suffering greatly in this economy, but we're still here and we're able to survive because of you. And we thank you for that. We have many programs that we put on. We graduate 4,500 students a year through our Stream Leader program, and we're happy to say that we're finally bringing a Troy school on this year. We've gotten support through one of our business sponsors, REI, Recreation and Equipment, and we're going to partner them with one of your schools, and it's a partner program where we partner businesses for funding and mentoring for students. We've graduated over 50,000 students from this program since we've been conducting this over 12, 15 years. We have an adult monitoring program with over 170, almost 200 volunteers. We monitor 35 sites over the watershed for water quality. We have a variety of other programs and events, and I think it's safe to say that Troy's River Day last year that had over 100 volunteers was the most well-attended and had the most volunteers of any of our events through the Watershed. We had 35 events, 2,500 volunteers. So I was here at the tail end. I actually met Councilwoman Beltrami there. And we also have great support from Jennifer Lawson. I left her with some materials that she's going to make sure all of you have. I want to make sure you have a map of our watershed, a recent newsletter, and a little bit about who we
Yes,
are.
Jennifer and Steve are backing you up, so they're right behind you there.
There she is. So without further ado, I'd like to present the certificate to the City of Troy in recognition of your partnership with the Clinton River Watershed Council. The council appreciates your continued support and membership.
And actually, I think that it's Steve and Jennifer that should be receiving it because they're, yes, thank you. We do appreciate it, and the efforts of staff and the citizens to be involved. It's very important. As we know, one of our great things about this state is all of our water, and we need to make sure that the water quality continues for many, many generations. And we have a lot of students here today, so it's good that they learn about this also.
Thank you, and I was so pleased to be here and see all of these students and your congressperson here because it's really important being a Great Lakes state. We have the most to win and the most to lose if we don't protect our water resources, and especially being in Michigan, being a Great Lakes state. So it is very important, and what you do is very important to us. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think our Community Affairs Director, Cindy Stewart, would like to take a picture of all of you together there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That concludes